In this video lesson, we'll look at some workflow ideas on assigning all the virtual instruments for our song here, Attention by Charlie Puth. So let's take a look at our source material here. In our Pro Tools session, we've got all virtual instruments with all the MIDI notes for all the tracks. Let's just cut to the bottom here. And what you also have, along with all the notes for all the instruments, is you also have the original vocal stem with Charlie Puth and all the background vocalists, plus the full mix as well that you can refer to, so you can listen to the instruments you're trying to imitate and either imitate them as closely as you can, or if you want to just create your own version of it, just go for that as well. Okay? So up here you can see that I've got markers for all the locator points for everything in the song. So if I just drop right here before chorus 1 and solo out my Vox stem.
You just want attention. You don't want my heart. Maybe you just hate the thought of me with someone new.
Okay, or we can go and listen to the full mix.
I knew from the start. You're just making sure I'm never getting over you. You run around.
And everything will sync up. So as you're working through the song and assigning all the MIDI notes to the instruments and you play along with the full mix, it will sync up with the mix. So let me go ahead and mute those. And let's just walk through and see what we've got here. I'm going to slide over my mix window and just kind of walk you through the track before we start assigning instruments. I've got everything color-coded, so here in the kind of the navy blue, we've got all the drums. We've got our kick drum, snare drum, a muted snare drum, something to double that snare drum to kind of fatten it up, just maybe a production layer. The claps, tom, hi-hats, splash cymbal, crash cymbal, and cowbell. So all that is our percussion, and all the drums are broken out into individual notes. So the MIDI notes for the kicks are only on that track. Only snare drums there, only the snare drum notes there, only the snare drum notes there, only the notes for the clap, only the notes for the high tom, the hats, the cymbals, and the cowbell, etc. So you're going to have to assign individual virtual drum instruments to every one of those tracks. Then I've got the bass tracks divided into the bass track divided into 2 different MIDI tracks, and when we get to programming those, you'll see why, hopefully. I've also got the guitars split into 3 tracks here, and you'll see why we split that up as well, hopefully. An electric piano, an electric piano pad, and then kind of a very high string pad, and then your vocals there. So it may look like a lot of instruments at first, but it's really just getting all the drums, bass, guitar, and keys, and really that's kind of the track. Okay. So we'll assign the drum notes and take a look on how to assign MIDI drum notes and MIDI drum programming when we continue on. Okay.